Hello, multiplying polynomials. So this is something you've seen before in Algebra 2 that we're revisiting now in pre-calc. So it says here, there are two methods to multiply polynomials together. Both have the same concepts in mind, but the layout is different. Both methods end up with the same answer. So you'll be getting two methods, the FOIL method and the box method. And both work great, both are fine, you can use either. So remember, foiling stands for first, outside, inside, last. Submit a bit. There we go. First, outside, inside, last. And so as we're using the FOIL method, you've kind of got an example here that shows you how to use it. But if you have two binomials, so x plus 1 and x plus 2, you multiply the two first terms together, so x times x gives you x squared. Then you multiply the outside terms, x times 2 is 2x. Then we multiply our inside terms, so in this case 1 and x is x. And then our last terms. Our last terms are 1 and 2. 1 times 2 is 2. From there, you just add all these up. So we have x squared plus 2x plus x plus 2. And then it's just a matter of combining like terms. Like terms, remember, mean same variable, same exponent. So that's what makes 2x and x like terms. 2x plus x would be 2 plus 1 is 3, so 3x. So as we're looking at the next problem here then, it says find the product of x plus 2 and x plus 5. So using the FOIL method, x times x gives us x squared. 2 times x gives us 2x. So that's first, let's restart that. So first would be x times x. Outside would be x times 5, or 5x. Inside would be 2 times x. And last terms would be 2 times 5, or 10. From there, just combine like terms, which are 2x and 5x. 2 plus 5 is 7, so we have 7x. So x squared plus 7x plus 10. All right. So why don't you try the next one here? 3x plus 3 times x minus 4. Try that on your own. So when we're solving, we do our first terms together. 3 times x. 3 times 1 is 3. X times x, remember, add exponents, so x squared. Then outside, so 3x times negative 4 would be negative 12x. Inside, 3 times x is 3x. And last, 3 times negative 4 is negative 12. Combine like terms. So we have 3x squared. We have negative 12x, and 3x is negative 9x. And then lastly, we just have that negative 12, which cannot be combined. And there we have it. So next we're looking at the table method, or as some call it, the box method. The way this works is you start with a box and you put your binomials on each side of the box. So 2x and negative 3, and then we have x and negative 6. And the way that we solve this is you just multiply into these squares. So x times 2x is 2x squared. Oops. Then we have X times negative 3 is negative 3x. And then we have 2x times negative 6 is negative 12x. And negative 3 times negative 6 is a positive 18. And then from there, you just add everything inside the box. So it's kind of like FOIL. You're still just, first would be 2x times x. Outside would be 2x times negative 6. Inside would be negative 3 times x. And last would be negative 3 times negative 6. So you're still doing the same thing, just a different way of organizing. And then you just take everything inside the box. So 2x squared minus 3x minus 12x plus 18. And you combine like terms, add them together. So that'll give us 2x squared. Then we have these two like terms. Negative 3x minus 12x is negative 15x plus 18. All right. So there's the box method or the table method. So again, why don't you try this one on your own first? Go ahead, pause the video, write down the problem, and give it a try. Okay, here we go. Let's try this method again. So 4r times r is 4r squared. 4r times negative 6t, so multiply the constants first. 4 times negative, or coefficients, excuse me. 4 times negative 6 is negative 24. R times t is rt. Notice neither of them squared because they're different variables. Then we have r times 9t. So 9 times 1 is 9. R times t is rt. Negative 6 times 9 is negative 54. And t times t is t squared. From there, as before, just pull everything out. Anything positive, you just add. Negative, you subtract. Put these little tails on the t to keep them a little separate. Then from there, just combine like terms. So we have 4r squared, that's the only r squared term. We have two rt terms. So negative 24 plus 9 would give me negative 15 rt. And then we have negative 54 t squared. And there we have it. Alrighty. Let's keep moving. So you've got two more problems here. Pick whichever method you would like to use to solve these problems. Pause the video, and then I will go through them. So pause it now. Okay, here we go. Let's FOIL first. So 2u times u is 2u squared. 2u times negative 3 over 2. So we'll have negative 3u. So let's walk through this on the side. So 2u times negative 3 over 2. So 2 is the same thing as 2 over 1. So these 2's cancel. We just have negative 3u over 1. That's how we get that. And the inside, 1/2 times u is 1/2 u. And 1/2 times negative 3 over 2 is negative 3 over 4. Remember, multiplying fractions, you just multiply straight across, so negative 3 over 4. Okay, combine like terms, so we have 2u squared, negative 3u plus 1/2 u. So let's, over here, just find a way to add these. So remember, to add you need like common denominators. So negative 3 over 2 is the same as negative 6 over 2. Negative 6 plus 1 is negative 5. So we get, negative 5 over 2. So negative 5 over 2u minus 3 over 4. Solid. On to the next one. I'll use the box method here. So we have n and 2, n squared and 3. You can use either method. I'm just going to do one of each. I didn't pick it for any particular reason. So n squared times n will give me n cubed. N squared times 2 is 2n squared. N times 3 is 3n. 2 times 3 is 6. So we have n cubed plus 2n squared plus 3n plus 6. And that's it. None of these have the same variable with the same exponent, no like terms. So we call it there. Okay. On to the last two, trinomials. So, technically, you cannot FOIL these because it's not a binomial times a binomial. So the way I would approach these with a FOIL-like method is just by taking everything from the first set, multiply it by everything from the second. So you take x and multiply it by x squared. So that gives me x cubed. You take x and multiply it by negative 3x. That gives me negative 3x squared. You take x and multiply by negative 2, which gives you negative 2x. So I've taken the first term and multiplied it by everything. Now I'm going to do the second and multiply it by everything. So 5 times x squared is 5x squared. 5 times negative 3x is negative 15x. 5 times negative 2 would be negative 10. Whoops. Okay. We are not done. Almost forgot. Got to add like terms. So x cubed, only one. X squared, we've got two of them. We got negative 3x squared and positive 5, so that's a positive 2x squared. We have negative 2x and negative 15x, so that's a negative 17x. And then lastly, we have this negative 10, so we just subtract 10. There we go. You could also use the table method. I'll show that for the next one. So this one we have a 3 by 3. So to use the table method, we'll have n cubed, negative 2n and 4, and then we'll have n squared, 5n, and negative 3. So we need a 3 by 3 table. Same idea though, we're multiplying everything from the first by everything from the second. So n cubed times n squared, remember, multiplying variables, add the exponent, so that's n to the fifth. N squared times negative 2n is negative 2n to the third. 4 times n squared is 4n squared. On to the next one, n cubed times 5n is 5n to the fourth. Negative 2n times 5n is negative 10n squared. 4 times 5n is 20n. Last row, negative 3 times n cubed is negative 3n cubed. Negative 3 times negative 2n. Negative times negative is positive 6n. Negative 3 times 4 is negative 12. So now we can pull these all out of our table and write our final expression. I'm going to pull these out selectively. So I'm going to go by highest to lowest exponent. So I'm going to start with my fifth power, so I have n to the fifth. It's the only one there. Next, n to the fourth degree. So, just one, 5n to the fourth. So let's pull that out. Then to the third, we have negative 2n to the third, negative 3n to the third is, those will add to negative 5n to the third. Squared, 4n squared minus 10n squared will give me negative 6n squared. 20n plus 6n will give me 26n, and then we have this minus 12. Sorry, I ran off the page a little bit. And that's simplified, like terms combined. We're all good to go. All right, that's how we multiply polynomials. See ya.